Oh, hey. Hello. Welcome. I hope you're all feeling pretty hyped for a start of Enigma Cup, the 2v2 tournament. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be watching along with you guys. But what I'm actually going to be doing is drinking along with you guys. So I all hope you've got something nice to drink, whether that's water, whether that's milk, whether that's a nice cider or a beer, whatever suits your fancy. Because we're going to have a wee drink along to this tournament as it goes through. For those of you that don't know, I'm Tomsnuffles. I am one of the casters who will be with you through this journey of 2v2. And this stream is mainly to answer any questions that pop up. I know I certainly had a few. And to inform you of what the teams are. Hopefully everybody knows who their partners are now. If you don't, well, we'll go over that today as well. And the other thing that I will be doing is revealing the bracket, because they have given me that to have a look at as well. So the admins have given me the chance to give you a little preview about what kind of matchups we will have and what players we will be looking at over the duration of this. We'll also go over the handbook, because not everybody likes to read. So we'll go over the handbook as well, and hopefully be in for a decent little evening. We'll have a little bit of low-key music, royalty free, don't you know, in the background as well, just basically for my sanity. Otherwise I'm just speaking to myself in in silence, which I wouldn't enjoy. And I think we will start with what the Enigma Cup is, and by doing that, the best way to do it is by hopping onto the old Discord. Oh, I can see that I've not put my audio to it. Let's fix that before we hop over, because this is a professional cast, don't you know? Might even go to a YouTube one time. Audio input. Existing capture. Yes. There we go. That way I won't just suddenly disappear into silence. Oh, I loved sneaking my way over and bodging in the Hermetica clan's official stuff. I've spent the last hour rebuilding all of my Twitch from scratch just to make all of this stuff work. Hey, it was a nice little post-work challenge. What should also be a nice post-work challenge is it says, hey, we'll have this one. Welcome to the 2v2 Enigma Cup. It moves and everything. How exciting. Well, step right into the exciting world of the 2v2 Enigma Cup. Get ready as high ELO players, masters team up with low ELO players, apprentices, forging alliances to battle not only rival players, but also the wild twists of this tournament. Brace yourself. The Master Wololo bot holds the cards, deciding the majority of civs and maps. It's a fast-paced challenge, pushing teams to unleash their creativity and outwit their opponents. So, for those of you who did not twig, let's just make that a little quieter because it's irritating me now. That the Master Wololo bot, which we'll have a look at as well when we're going through for round 2 and potentially game 3, will select the civs, and for game 3 select the civs and the maps, which I'm sure we'll see when we hop through. So there are 20 players. 10 low ELO players partnered up with 10 high ELO players, the apprentices and the masters, forming 10 teams to battle it out. Those players have all been selected now. We have some pretty high level masters in there, so we've even managed to kind of slink in a proper top 50 contender, which is very exciting. 2K7. So yeah, he's got a very lucky person to be partnered up with that, but we'll get into those players shortly. The format, stage 1 is a round robin system where each team of 2 players competes against every other team in 7 9 rounds of best 9 rounds of best of 3 with a game per week. Basically, you'll play every other team once, at least a game a week. And then stage 2, when we finally get into the single elimination knockouts of the top 4 teams. So everybody should have a good chance to actually play against one another, and to get a feeling of how this will work. And hopefully this will mean that we see some good development from our lower ELO players as well. Or maybe we get to see our higher ELO players tilt out of their minds and disappear off the face of the earth. Who knows? They might quit the game. So there was some requirements that people had to be active on Discord, had to have over 100 1v1 matches, and 50 of them played in the last 2 months so that they were active, which meant that I definitely wasn't eligible because I haven't played a game in at least 3 months. And our lower ELO players were never to really have exceeded 1100. There was a bit of flexibility in there, in that if we could see that somebody had crossed over 1100 as like part of early placements, or reached 1102 and then fallen back down to 1040 and stayed there, you can see that passing 1100 is not consistent. So it's making sure that they've never really exceeded 1100. The higher ELO players are all over 1800 rating, which is fantastic. It means that we've got some really high level games that can come out of this as well. All players will be in voice chat during the games, just so we can make sure that it's only the 2 players playing. It's sort of part of fairness and all of that, and that everybody has a clear Discord and in-game name. I'm sure they have. I've heard along the grapevine that the admins have some magical ways to find out Smurfs and cheaters. I'm sure. God, I'd love to know that, but they keep that pretty tight-lipped. Registration's over. The participants have been chosen. We will get into them soon. What we will do is just go over the fact that the prize pool has gone up. It has gone up as of yesterday. It's now €281. I don't know what that is in dollars, but a €281 prize pool is already pretty fantastic. So our donors so far are AOE2 Insights, who gave €100 at the start, which we're very thankful for. Hypnos and Smiley and CSAB also giving €50. So like we got a whole chunk of people, GW, Irie and MC, all throwing in little bits into the prize pool. I think there's even been another one since then. Which is great. This means that there's a bit of money to keep this spicy, which I think is probably what attracted some of our higher ELO players into playing, because there is a pretty good chance of them walking away with a little bit of bag from this. So let's hop back over to our where I've lost it to our handbook. So, civs and maps. This is something that confused me at the start when I was first told about how this was going to work. But game 1, the map is decided by the team that wins in a coin toss, initiated with the command /coin toss in the 4v4 in-house section of the Discord. So y'all best get familiar with the Discord if you're playing. Afterwards, both teams are free to choose their own civ. So you get to pick your own map and you get to pick your own civ in game 1. Nice and simple, and the team that wins the toss picks the map. Right? Nice. That's simple. Is a nice advantage for winning the toss. But that comes to game 2. If the person who picked the coin flip and chose it correctly and won, if they then lose, they get to pick again, because the loser of game 1 then picks their own map that they would like to play. And this is where it starts to get a little spicy, because the civs are then going to be randomly selected by the Master Wololo bot, which has its own place in the Discord, and each player must use the command /random plus civilizations only once in the Master Wololo section. So yeah, put the command in, it will give you the civs. Should we just do that now? Should we just have a look at see how that goes? Where is Master Wololo? Let's find our Master Wololo. Where you at, Master Wololo? I could be blind. There it is, it's just here. So I want random civ. So do we just put random? Well, let's see. I'll type it in. You'll learn along with me. /random. Master Wololo bot is thinking, and so it has selected the Dravidians for me. So each player selects their civ, and with the Wololo bot. Great. Now, that then takes us to game 3. If I'm imagining if it gets that far. Scroll back up. Now, game 3. Maps and civilizations. So for the final one, the map and the civ is picked by the Master Wololo bot, the same way that I just put the command in before, but you do civ, do random map to do the map, and then every player must once again use the random plus civ. And here's the thing, I hear along the grapevine that any map can be played as long as it's one of the standard maps. So our map pool is probably the largest map pool in any tournament that I've ever heard of, because it seems that you can just pick whatever as long as the as long as the random map generator will pick it, you could be playing it. And that's for the best of 3s. In best of 5, Master Wololo bot randomly chooses maps and civs for all games. So when we get to the actual knockouts, we'll get some far spicier settings. It's the normal standard setting stuff. You don't need to see that. And all of the duties and behaviours, just be good to each other. Be excellent. Like that's the expectations. Be good. Be good to each other. Like don't be shit. Right? That's our aims. Okay, I'm glad you've learnt how to be good. I'm learning how to be good too. So that was Tomsnuffles' reading of the handbook. The thing that we're all here for, really, though, is who we are going to be playing. So, do you want to see some civs? Well, not some civs, some fucking players. let's do it. Oh, how do I best want to show you? Do I want to just show you the? Or maybe I just want to. You know what? I was gonna just. ELO of 2K, and is currently hanging around 1800. We have Rothman and Frankatars, a 2K and a 950. Always been under the 1,000s, hasn't really broken that 1,000 mark yet, but hopefully during this tournament, this will be a nice growing moment for Frankatars. A big, big time zone difference between these guys, though. Like 8-hour difference. So that's the other part of this. Scheduling can be tough when you've got 8 hours between a fair few of the participants. Another 8 hours between Nozombie and Scout Rush. Nozombie also has done well in previous tournaments. 2K2, so super competitive, partnered up with a 900. Once again, never breaking that 1,000 ELO mark yet, but should do eventually. Shikso was the last person to sign up, 2K player, averaging genuinely about 2K, partnered up with Henrik, a player who's some big swings in ELO, kind of 100-point differences between the highs and the lows. But Henrik, somebody we've seen before. As we keep going down to the last kind of 4 teams, we have Mr. Dobson, one of our 2 Lacquer clan participants. Just under 2k, 1970 to 1996. So just on the cusp of 2k. Partnered up with Zach Khalil, which is over 1k. So once again, one of our slightly more experienced lower ELO players. I'm expecting this team to do okay. I've seen Mr. Dobson in tournaments before. It's perfectly reasonable in these kind of 2v2 situations. We've got Salad-esque and Portalis. Only a 5-hour difference between these 2 players, so that's not too bad. Scheduling won't be too painful. We have, once again, somebody just about knocking on 2k 1975 with a 2k high, partnered up with, I think Portalis is our highest rated low ELO player at being just under 1100, and I'm expecting Portalis to really break past that kind of 1100 mark as we go through. If you heard me mention a little bit earlier on in the chat that we had a player who had broken 1100, it is in Team 9. We've got Wizentic, who is, again, just over 2k, and at the moment, just a little bit under it, but almost hit 2k1, so very, very impressive. They are partnered up with Lefty Sexton, and Lefty Sexton is, just over 1104 at their peak, but as we can see, their current rating is down at 1,000, and they're sort of averaging around the kind of the 1030s. So it was pretty clear that they are not a Smurf, but I think 1104 is within the tolerances of acceptance. And our final team, Team 10 of Laka Madtoski, who is another 2k player, and a good 9 hours behind is the low ELO player of Gudubrox, who is a 989, peaking at 1082. So there has been some higher scores from this player. I'm expecting that with a solid build and a bit of coaching at the back of them, the Gudubrox can do really rather well. This is definitely a team that can overperform from their rating. And that is our players. Ooh. Oh, let's go to this one. That's a better line. So, Team 1, Big Chief and Sato. Team 2, Char and Hoy. Team 3, Finding a Cool Internet Name is Tough and Alajashek. Team 4, Frankatars and Vrothman. Team 5, Scout Rush and No Zombies. Team 6, Henrik and Shikso. Spelt really weird on here. Shoe 55. I think that's a mistake. Shoe 55. I believe his ELO has been smudged off there. They'll fix that, I'm sure. Team 7, Zach Halil and Mr. Dobson. And Team 8, Portalis and Salad. Oh, and we're missing the other 2. Team 9, Lefty Sexton and Wizentic. And Team 10, Gudubrox and Madtoski. Those are our players. And down here, we have our matches. So round 1 should be Team 5 versus Team 6. So that's Scout Rush and No Zombie versus Henriks and Shiksu. Team 2 versus Team 9, so Char and Hoy versus Lefty Sexton and Wizentic. That should be a really interesting matchup. Like just look, it's just at 2k and a 2k1, but 1,000 and an 800. Like, the balance is so close. So tournament is due to start on Thursday, I believe. People can start playing their games from tomorrow. I mean, you know, if you were to just like play tonight, I don't think anybody would tell you off. But officially, it starts tomorrow. And Crazy Joe, it really is. It is me. So nice to have you in here as well. You just get everywhere. You're like a Twitch plague. Like Twitch crabs. That's nice to have you here, Crazy Joe. It's been a while. Yeah, so starts on the 28th, this Thursday. Matchup 3 is Team 3 versus Team 8. So finding a cool internet name is Tough and Alajashek versus Portalis and Saladesk. Now that's one that I might even favour Portalis and Saladesk because they're quite similar. Alajashek down in a little bit of an ELO slump at the moment, but finding a cool internet name is Tough is kind of the lower end of the thousands, while Portalis is up there near the 1100 mark. So, this might be one where we can start seeing if having that sort of closer ELO gap between the two players will be a benefit. Matchup 4 is Team 4 versus Team 7. So Frankataz and Rothman versus Zach Halil and Mr. Dobson. And then finally, Team 10 versus Team 1. So poor Gdobruks and Matoski has to effectively break in the start of the tournament against Sito and Big Chief, which I think is a matchup that we can all be very, very excited to see. So that is the startings of the Enigma Cup. After that, everybody has to play at least one match every week. So from this Thursday, going forwards. So by next Thursday, all of these matches are supposed to be finished. And then from the following Thursday, all of these matches are supposed to be started, which should be great. It would be nice if we can stick to schedule. Yes, it can start from tomorrow. There you go. That is our... Oh, let's put this back. That is our talk. Well done for sitting through my TED Talk. It's been great fun. Do tell me if there are any teams or matchups that you find particularly interesting, or if you have any questions about the tournament, the format, casting, when to expect it, how to expect it. Are we going to stream all the games? Yes. All of the games are FX2. I don't know how to speak French, so I can't pronounce that, but I'm going to pretend so. It's going to be sick. instead. Yeah, we'll do. I'll do this one. Yeah, feeling hype. Oh, I love a cheesy transition. So I'm glad they've got some stuff. I went stealing all of their YouTube videos so I could play them. I'm a professional, don't you know? And I'm a professional who is soon running out. So if anybody has any more questions about the Enigma Cup, do throw them at me, because I'll stop streaming when I run out of booze. I'll definitely say hello to Sato for you, as we see him playing through all of the games. It should be really, really good. There's definitely some matchups that I'm quite interested in seeing. I'm not being right back. I want to have... I'm not being right back. I'm still here. What I wanted to do was bring up the Chrome capture to say that there is definitely a couple of matchups, even in the first round, that I'm really interested in. Like, right here, the Shiksu has kind of dropped down a little bit, but Nsombi also up there. That should be an interesting match. 2 versus 9 is definitely one that I'm interested in, because it's like Wizentic hasn't broken that 2k barrier like Hoy has, and Hoy has been around like 2k3, definitely one of the better players in the tournament. But Char is, I genuinely believe, the lowest rated player that we have. So Char and Hoy, so like our second highest rated player and our lowest rated player, up against a far more balanced team, like a 2k and a properly comfortable 1k player, I think is really good. So you know, I'm gonna add my own. I'm gonna add my face. Hold on, I'm gonna add my face. Oh no. Yes. No. I don't want to delete the BRB. I want to add my face. No. It's not. It's double clicking. I don't know why my mouse is double clicking. I need a new mouse. that's very irritating. I just want to add my face to this. Let me add my face so you're not all lonely. Because you'll miss me if my face isn't here. There we go. Face. And welcome back to the chat, Rev Miracle. I'm looking forward to seeing some of your casts as we go through this tournament. Is there any matchups that you are particularly excited about as a caster, as a tournament admin, as all of the things? Is there a matchup that you are excited to see? Because I mean, we've got some belters. As I say, I'm really interested in seeing Char and Hoy versus Lefty Sexton and Wizentic. Obviously going to want to see Sito and Big Chief. Bear in mind that Big Chief is... Chief and Sito are together. Right? Who doesn't love Big Chief? I remember casting Big Chief in the last Hermetica tournament. It's the Battle of the Back Seat. Was it that one? We casted some Big Chief, and he was just the most adorable player, like, I think I've watched in the longest time. So it was a no-brainer to put a player that has such a little following in the low elo community with Sito. I think works really well. especially because like Big Chief did really well in that tournament, but he wasn't really given the chance to like learn and grow too much because he got crushed. He got crushed. But he was the true hero of the backseat tournaments. So I hope that partnering up with Sito will give him an awful lot of insight into having an active coach, having somebody who is able to play with him, not just telling him what to do. And hopefully that will bump him up and get him past that 1K mark. And we can see him in some slightly higher rated tournaments maybe in the future. But no, I'm very excited to see Big Chief and Sito play together. I'm excited to see a lot of these. Bear in mind that I love watching Alajishek play. And I think finding a cool internet name is tough is a great name. So I'm very interested in seeing how finding a cool internet name is tough will play. Especially being one of the more comfortable players at over 1,000. I'm loving the team of Saladesk and Portales. I think that's great. The highest rated low elo player combined with not the lowest rated player, but the lowest consistent rated player from the high elos of Salad, because Mr. Dobson has been higher than 1970. So, yeah. I'm stoked. I think it'll be really interesting. Don't you? I mean, dude, yeah, tell me. This is a conversation. Yes, genuinely, so many cool dudes. It's gonna be a really good tournament. It starts now. Like, genuinely, as of today, we will have these games are going. I'm very excited to see them, and the quicker they get them played, the quicker I can get them cast, which is great because I've got a fair few tournaments starting up at the moment. It's super duper exciting. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me. I'm sort of out of things to say, so if anybody has any questions, now's the time to ask them. I've still got plenty to drink, but I don't have any more content. This is the end, the dearth of my content. Other than diving in to cast some games which haven't been played yet. So, yeah. Let me know. Otherwise, maybe a rec game? I mean, is there great player as well. So there you go. There's my caster top tip. If you're betting money, look at this guy, because they look pretty good. Okay, Age of Empires loaded. Is there any Rex? Is there any Rex of on the Hermetica clan channel? Go on, let's have a look. Is there a tournament going on that there's Rex of? Oh, well, yeah, there's a link there. Donate to that link for increases of prize pools. 100% of the prize pools goes to the prizes, obviously. Great game, everybody. Sorry I had to run. Who's playing? Ooh, NPJ's playing. It's playing right now. So there's a Hermetica person playing. Let's see if I can find them. Let's see if I can. Let's go back to clan chat. There we go. Enjoy my face a little bit more, and I need to load up. What's it called? Spectator dashboard. Spectator dashboard, for those of you that don't know, is probably just the best tool other than AoE2 Insights. Like, just look at it. It's beautiful. Tells you the live games going on with people that we might care about, so we can see that Steak and King Boo from the Pub Clan UK represents are playing RT Donut team game, probably against Kamigawa and Namiren. So that wouldn't surprise me at all if they were playing Blade and Manunez. Like, you can just join the games from here. It's amazing. Truly amazing. You can see tournaments that are going on. You can see like the primary games when they're supposed to happen. You can see active tournaments and download the games, and like Spectator dashboard is just not that you can actually see that because it's stupid thing. I just wanted to get you a better. There you go, just so you can see it a little better. So you could just. It's my poor mouse. I'm going to have to swap that out for a new one. Thankfully, I do have a spare, but I definitely couldn't play a game like this because it double clicks every single time. So you can see all of the groups, all of the games. You can see all of the major tournaments and click through them. You can see the show matches if they're up there. Like everything that is Age of Empires-y that you might need. You can load up individual games. There's browser so you can see ongoing games. You can see streamers that are streaming. I don't appear, so don't even look for me because I'm not relevant enough. I've got more followers than the Hermetica channel, but that won't be the case for long. So yeah, I mean it's all good stuff. What I wanted to do though is find NPJ. Let's hope they have the same name. Ongoing. Random map started 35 minutes ago. We'll see. I mean, it's loaded. It's loaded up. Right. Okay. I best make a capture age fucking scene then. Go on then. New scene. Capture age. It's going to go quiet for a second while I make a capture age. So I want Windows capture. Create a new one. Capture age. Busting in real time. And we need audio. Audio import. And we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have NPJ, a Hermetica clan player, and Alan Balters in a 1v1. I don't know the ratings of these players, so somebody else will have to tell me. But we've got Sicilians versus Khmer. Just as we're hanging out. I'd put my face in. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll put my face in as well. It'll be a bit shit because I've not set up my green screen properly. Because normally I stream on Streamlabs because I'm lazy, but I've put all of this through OBS instead because, well, I needed to. No! Stupid thing. My face. Now, that'll do. Once again, anybody has any questions about the Hermetica Clan tournament, do let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to enjoy a nice game. This is going to be a little bit of a feeling, a vibe of what we're going to be experiencing with my high level of casting experience as we go through to more of these Enigma Cup games. We have Alan Bolts playing as the Sicilians in the blue, getting ready to, by the looks of it, pull off some kind of dirty fast castle. Let's have a look at some... Well, I'm saying dirty fast castle. It's actually very dirty because the walls are scuzzy with saving gold. So we're going to try and buy our way up with gold, but that's not going to work. We're going to have to sell some stone to do this. Blacksmith on the way down. At the same time, we have Khmer, who are probably one of the dirtiest fast castle civs, and we should be able to click up for the Khmer first. It's close, but that Khmer food is just so strong for helping you get up. While we've secured our gold area, we've not really secured it because we've put all of our eggs in one basket. If we were an aggressive player, we could put a tower down and knock it out. MPJ is one of the Hermetica clan players. They're currently playing in the Discord right now, so I grabbed this game because they were playing it right now. They're in the Discord, so I don't know who these two are, but they are Hermetica clan. Maybe it would have been much better to bring up a... You know what? Shall we sack this off? And shall we find a big chief wreck? I can do it. I can find a big chief wreck. Is that what we'd prefer? We do one big chief wreck and then call it a night. We see what we can, like, what is Sito's partner going to bring to the table? That's a pretty good idea, yo, isn't it? Okay. Fucking, here's me peeking like a... Why am I peeking so bad? Oh, it's because it's also coming out right. There we go. Let's fix that. Sorry about that. I didn't realise that my audio had gone jank all of a sudden. Fixed. Sorry. Hopefully that no longer sounds fucking awful. We check this. Yeah. We're gonna swap over to a Big Chief game because this has been a really smooth play from Alan Bolts. NPJ is struggling in Castle Age, but doesn't really have any units out. We've got the sergeants out. We've had a couple of knights pressuring. We've stopped the second stable coming out, and sergeants are strong. Like, they're super duper tanky. If it was 2 full HP sergeants, they'll be able to fight that knight. Like 2 or 3 is really good. Look at that. Look at them. Because they take less bonus damage as well, the part of how knights are so effective against infantry is that they get additional bonus damage against infantry. And the sergeants don't have that same bonus damage hitting them. So they're really quite good in mass against dealing with low numbers of knights, because you can produce them from your donjons. Means it's truly threatening. And as it goes for Allen bolts, like, it's an all-in strat. If MPJ stays alive, manages to sort of outboom this, he'll be in a great position. Because what we've seen is, while this pressure is good and he's stopping military, he's not actually producing vills. Like, this is so all-in. He's got over 10 minutes of idle TC time, which, as we know, not ideal. And the sergeants will stop being effective, especially now that our eco can't support like constant production. So we're going to just start out booming. We've got a double the Vil lead now, and low numbers of sergeants. Like, if we had the ability to throw in some siege to this as well, if there was like a siege workshop making our mangonel, that might be something to threaten with, but we just don't have the res. I'm saying we don't. We can actually get a siege workshop up for blue pretty soon. I'm just getting into the game now. I'm just getting in. I was going to go and watch Big Chief, but we're watching this on slightly fast forward, so we won't be here for too long. We do have a decent military mass, does currently have the score lead, but we all can see how far behind they are in villages. Like, I don't know, dog. Could do with starting to pump out some eco. Like, at this point, I guess you can't transition to economy. Like, you have to try and win with military aggression. But this push ends as soon as a castle comes up, and a castle can come up right now. Like, and that's either a castle defensively at home, as the castle comes up I don't love this castle. Like, this castle, not my jam. Not my jam. It might even get denied. Like, this is a decent number of sergeants to cause a nuisance, and because we don't have fletching in, they're not receiving that much damage. Especially because they have their first armor upgrade. They're being a nuisance. We're getting some good kills in. Like, this has been good damage. There's been 33 kills. We've lost 27 villagers. But even with losing 27 villagers, that's as many as Allen Bolts has made. So we still have a significant vill lead. Castle is up, and so now we are pretty secure. The siege workshop is too late. Like, the only thing we can do is pressure the TC down here. I actually would have much preferred the siege workshop to be over on this side. That way we can start to pressure the 2 TCs and sort of ignore the castle. Our win condition now is to sort of spin this around the other direction, to start getting some pressure over on this side. If we can force MPJ off the gold, I think that will be really, really huge. As it stands, MPJ just needs to... I don't know if they need to go to Imp, but maybe get a second castle up. Maybe aggressive. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, it's over, mate. It's over. Red Rover. This knight has killed so many vills. It did good damage. Ringing the town bell. We do have a second TC up down the south, so we are at least starting to get some expansion in. This castle is not bad, actually. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And the reason why I don't hate it is because it really stops this town centre being pressured, especially by having production unit buildings towards the front as well. It means that the mangonel will always be in risk of being killed by units popping out. Monk's getting a conversion. Meh. It happens. Who cares? Oh, I tell you what you can't do. You can't actually hear the game audio. It's there. There you go. Enjoy some game sounds. I could hear it just very quietly. Another TC on the way down on the woodline to the very, very north. And the game is being dragged out. And I think it's because MPJ just feels like they've received an awful lot of damage, but there's just been no production at the back of this for villagers. Just that small amount of like a single knight going forward and being a nuisance has been really, really painful. I hope MPJ doesn't call it. This is one of those situations where it's just like the pure amount of pressure that is coming MPJ's way has been super duper significant. And it's kind of crazy because like with MPJ's economy lead, we could have just started producing units of our own, like fucking Scorpions or something, siege, and just out military massed the Sicilians. Because double the eco is like that's such a hard thing to try and overcome. We're probably going to lose another TC. We're going to be forced off gold, which will be significant. We have enough stone for another castle, and we need to have a castle down somewhere where it's going to like secure some gold. This raid is good because we're in Imp, and once again we're upsetting all of the villagers. There's no way of stopping it. We're making light cav, which is a sort of desperate play. Light cav don't trade particularly well against anything that the Sicilians are currently making. And then this castle is bad. This castle is bad. Oh. MPJ is sort of throwing to have such a significant lead and really I feel is letting the pressure get to them. Yes, they're in Imp, but the amount of vills that have been thrown out there, we've got 68 vill losses now. Another castle coming down, and we're secure. Right, there's 4 castles dotted around the base. We're secure. Castle coming up at home, we've got 3 TCs. How far off are we from Imp? We can probably, with a bit of balancing, get our way up soon, but 47 vills is not enough. But our opponent only has 66. Like, the damage has been fantastic. Getting 70 vill kills is pretty impressive. Kind of easy to stop with monks. I am getting a sort of vibe. I don't know about you. Yeah, well, I completely agree. I'm getting the feeling that these might not be 2K players. I could be wrong, but I've just got this feeling that we might be looking at something maybe a little bit more humble. I have to know. I need to know. I can't. I have to know. What is their rating? Oh god, yeah. Okay, so this is an 852 versus an 862. So, like, this is the level of some of our lower ELO players in the Enigma Cup, right? Like, scouts, knights, here's a fucking ballista elephant dying to a TC. Hi, Golden Royal. Also, thank you for chatting for the first time, squatting Slav in a tracksuit. It's a great name. I love this. Hold on, let me get into my squatting position now. I just need the tracksuit. It says first time chat. It might be first time in chat with me here, but yeah, this is. I mean, there we go. I'm squatting for you in my tracksuit. Oh. There we go. Okay, the raids are in. Imp is in, though. The score is now super heavy in favour of MPJ. MPJ has all of the map control. The forward is completely over. While Imp is in, the vills are down, and the KD is starting to level out a little bit. 72 vill kills is still very impressive for Blue. I think Blue's aggression would have translated quite well to an Enigma Cup kind of situation. Being able to throw somebody off their game and let your higher elo player boom is really good. I'm very excited to see the different strats that these combos are going to make. Are we going to see aggression from our lower rated players and let our higher rated players get to castle and imp faster and pressure? Or are we going to see our higher rated players going for hyper aggression and giving our lower rated players the chance to boom and get up there? I'm super interested to see like what is the better strat for these kind of things. I think you even helped a bit with configuring OBS for the first use of this game. But see, that wasn't me. I've just had to do it all myself. Because that must have been Rev Miracle or Jade Arrow Gamer. I think one of the nicer ones, you know, the pleasant casters, not the drunken Brits coming over here, invading our Hermetica channel, Twitch channels, being a nuisance. It's fine. I don't need anybody's help. I've got such a high quality stream going on. Like, we're super high quality. Well, you've got to specify it as drunken Brits as opposed to like. It's like a drunken Brit is a bit like a walking German. They're very equivalent. And I love stereotypes based around where people come from, but like humorous ones, not like nasty racist ones, but like humorous ones. It's like Germans and putting towels down on in like anywhere on the beach. This is my area. I will leave this for the rest of the day. That's nice. That's nice. Germans love walking over borders, don't they? What's with that? What's with that? Poland has the same thing. They're like, hey, Germany, can stop walking over our borders. Oh, yeah, this is total cleanup. The GG comes in from Blue, who finishes with 143 vills. Could have been worse. Blue held really well. The amount of damage that Red did was great in the early game, but the pressure was lacking siege early enough to stop that. Yeah, Poland, bad times. I sympathise for Poland. I visited Poland in my youth when I did a trip to Auschwitz, which was one of probably the most traumatic trips I've ever taken, and truly amazing. Taking a trip around the Auschwitz Birkenau is probably one of the most like humbling experiences that I think a person can do. It really, there's not a nice word for it that I can think of in English. It was humbling. Like I wish that place didn't exist. That, like, from the bottom of my toes to the top of my forehead, wish that place didn't exist. But it was amazing to visit it and to see all of the huts stretched out, and then to see to the left as you go through the gates the bit that they've left to like deteriorate. Truly, like, walking into a part of modern history that reminds you how much we need to not let people like that end up in any form of control ever again. Like, we're all supposed to be excellent to one another, and I hope we can all keep being excellent to one another. Yeah, this is a war game without camps, and we can keep it that way. The only camps we want round here, it's my kind of camps. Bring out the rainbows, fellas. Kappa Pride, motherfuckers. Kappa Pride. Let's find some Big Chief. I want one more. I want one more, so we're going to find Big Chief. I've decided. I want a Big Chief game. And I want one where he does well, so... Big Chief... Is Tomsnuffles our best hand? Well, shock horror, it's Big Chief! 100%! I think there's some nepotism going on here. AoE insights. Because we've not seen Big Chief for a while. And I would like to see some high quality Big Chief action. I want to find the game that Big Chief doesn't want us to see. Oh god, trying to find the right Big Chief. Shit. We all need a Big Chief. Who's the one by? So, Hypnos is always in charge of Hermetica Clan Channel's chat. I am always here as Tom, so you will never see me in charge of the actual Hermetica Clan channel. I will only ever be a moderator. I'm not trusted with any of the important things. Big Chief, where are you at, Big Chief? I think it is Big Chief 5th. Ooh, Big Chief. Yeah, it's Big Chief 51. Look at this guy. He's smurfing. He's chilling now. Oh, I'd never have let him sign up with Citeaux if I'd seen what his current rating is. Has anybody else seen? We'll see when we get into the game. He has rocketed up. And he's currently rated 910 with an all-time high of 926. He's not even an 800 rated player anymore. He is there, ready to be competitive at the upper echelons of the game. So he's been playing some Mongols recently. Yeah, he's been playing an awful lot of Mongols recently. Okay, so let's watch a little bit of Big Chief. I'll download that. Get over here. And we will have our first viewing of one of our players from the tournament, which, you know, I love to see. Also love to see a bit of Big Chief, like, don't get me wrong, how could you not? There we go. Oh, nice and smooth. Starting transmission, and we have a little bit of Big Chief. Oh. 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 He's too strong. He's so good. What was his APM? Oh God! He's a god. 84 APM. How does this guy? Also, hi Frankatars. We're really looking forward to seeing you play in the tournament as well. I'm hoping. Have you spoken to your teammate yet? Have you found your buddy and had your first conversations? Have you started thinking about who you're going to be playing next? Have you seen who you're playing next? Excellent. Considering the your first game should be up against if you're Team 4 versus Team 7. So Jacques Halil and Mr. Dobson. Oh ho ho ho! That's who you're playing. I'll bring it up. American and Russian duo. I love that. Let's change some bridges. But there you are. Team 4 over here versus Team 7. So your first match will be up against Zach Halil and Mr. Dobson, which that should be a pretty close set, really, because like that. Probably one of the closer matchups. 10-21. You being a 953. I don't think that's so much of a difference. Rothmans and Dobson on. Dobson has dropped down a little bit recently, so he's like 1970 is actually a bit high for Dobson. I think he's down probably in the 1800s at the moment. So I think there's a real good chance for Frank Tukars and Rothmans to do quite well. Just saying. I'll get back to loading up a. I think there was a second attempt at the game. I might analyze the game just so I can make sure that it's not a fucking dud. Again, I'd hate a dud. Yeah, it's not a dud. Okay. I can see that there's 30 minutes at least of content, so game probably ends by Castle Age. Excellent. Excellent. We'll open you, throw you in my save game folder, go over here. We want to watch more. We want to load up some replays. God, just think of all of the high quality content that you are going to be having watching me and my casting buddies watch all of your games. Oh, how sorry I feel for all of you. But it's okay. We've got some drinks to have. We're gonna have a nice time. It's a promise. Oh my god! Oh, I tell you what it is. Hey, you best hope I bring my gangster rap. I bet it was on the old patch, wasn't it? There's been a patch in the last week, hasn't there? Oh, I'm so cross. We've been cucked of Big Chief games. How dare we? Just open Capture Age on the old patch? Well, that's something that you can just do? I know you could do. Well, Capture Age says it can play it. Like, it's not broken or anything. 94056. Maybe I just opened up the wrong one again. It could just be me being an idiot. It has been known to happen. I could have just opened up the same dud. That seems very likely. Oh, no. Okay, so they're from two different... Just a dead file. Great. Okay, fine, whatever. So, instead, let's see if we can find Frank. That's what we'll do. We'll find Frank. Frank Tukars. Where you at, Mr. Frank Tukars? Let's see how competitive you're gonna be. If it lets me find you. It's not letting me find you. God damn it. Leaderboards unranked. I'm going to have to go onto Discord to find Frank. Oh, that means that Frank Tukars hasn't played any games recently enough that they're rated. Okay. What about Henrik? No, I tell you who I want to see. Frankitas played today. Have you got a different name on in-game? Because it's double Z. That'll be it. That'll be it. Okay, we'll see. I'll see if we can find you. I found you. Rank 24,019th. In Hermetica, current rating 947, all-time high of 980. Especially because I don't manage their channel. feel so small there. Like, it's too big. It's not, like, we don't even count it as a city. It's so big. And there's bigger cities like Tokyo and New York and all of these absolutely massive metropolis places that are bigger than they have any right to. It's just... Now Wales. Where in Wales were you living? My parents live in Aberystwyth, so right mid Wales, where all the students are. And I spent an awful lot of time down south, Llanberis. That's very Welsh, very Welsh sounding place, Llanberis. Okay, so Frank pulling in the ball. Ooh. I've been sent stuff from Hypnos. The Hermetica clan. It's a video! Oh, hell yeah. Very philosophical and deep. Well, we might have a watch of that. How long is it? How long is it? 4 minutes? 4 minutes isn't long. Coregi Studios. 16 subscribers. We're going to give Hypnos a shout out on his own channel. That's quite funny. Anyway, back to the game, because the game is important in its own way. Because Frankatars, while they're not doing anything yet, they will be soon. So far, 13 villagers to 14. So Frankatars having less idle villager time, only 45 seconds to the minute of poor lucky navigator. It's a funky build. I'm imagining that Frank is trying to click up at something like 18 pop. I don't think it's worked. And I think we're going to lose a Vil because no loom. Yeah, boy! Ooh! First Vil loss of the tournament. Even though it's not the tournament, Frank just dropping them Vils. I love finding the one game when you lose a Vil to a Rhino. I mean, it happens, right? It happens. 3 on wood now. We're moving over to the mill, which is quite possibly a little bit late. 17 Vils apiece now, and it's looking like Lux Navigator should be able to click up first. Yep, there we go. It is queued up behind Loom. So, relatively smooth for Lux Navigator. I don't think it will be a huge advantage, not at this rating anyway. Sorry. Could be under graphics. Well, it definitely won't be sound. I'm like, where my... Well, I got bored of trying to find that out. Given up already. I'm a procaster, don't you know? And you'll get to experience more of this as the tournament goes on. This is admittedly more relaxed than I will be for the actual casts. Oh, I don't use mods. The small trees is an in-game option now, so you just select it. Also, I don't necessarily hate... Like, I quite like that it's clear. Like, I really hate watching somebody cast and... admittedly, I would prefer if they were small trees. But I do hate watching somebody cast and then they've got like all of these graphical mods that just change the look of the game. To be honest, I would also get rid of the range mod as well, because it's not... it can end up looking really ugly if somebody's tower rushing and there's like 30 towers up and you're casting and all you can see is fucking tower range. You're like, oh, okay. It looks hideous. Anyway, so Feudal Age in for Lucky Navigator. However, the barracks is late, so our advantage that we were gaining from that has fallen by the wayside. We don't have enough wood to get our stable up immediately, so there we go. Now it's on its way up, but we've stopped building the house, so a little bit scrappy. And it's fine, we're not going to be housed because we've got a little bit of an advantage there, but off the back of that, the barracks is there. Not a huge lover of the back stable. I mean, it's a stable, so it's not the end of the world having your scouts coming out of the back. But it should be first scout on the way out from Lux Navigator. No scouts on the way out at all from Frank yet, which is really weird. I guess we've got no food for it. Instead we're focusing on pushing a deer. Really weird, like, really weird build. So we're trickling the scouts forward, which isn't terrible. I don't like, at this rating, I don't hate trickling too much, because one scout can upset quite a lot. And we've got 3 scouts now pulling together. Spear is out. Probably need to keep that spear hanging around the woodline. But we look pretty defended. We've got 4 on berries as Franks, so plenty of food coming in for Frankatez. And we are still pushing in our hunt as well. Really straight. Like, this is something that you do in Dark Age, not Feudal. So, yeah. Interesting choices being made. I don't hate it. We do have 8 on wood. I mean, they're all around one wood line. So it's a bit inefficient. Probably want to keep it to around 5 or 6. But it's not too bad. We're getting a little bit of walking time, especially from these far ones. They're having to cross like 3 tiles on a diagonal to reach it, which is... It really does add up. But our worker efficiency is significantly better. And I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, a lot of it's down to just not having vills in useful places. We have split it up, so it's 5 and 5, 10 on wood, which is a nice base understanding. The level that we're expecting from kind of 900 rated players compared to so like how all of these players are playing now compared to how I was playing when I was fresh to the game. It's so much better. There's idea, even though the builds are scrappy, even though like we're doing messy things like having too many, like I do this, like I'm not slagging you. This right, all of that, I do that because I would rather throw all of my units, like not invest in extra lumber camps, throw down a couple extra farms, and try and pressure that way. Oh God, no! Oh God, no! Oh God, no! What up, Big Chief? Oh. But see, this is what you want to see, right? You want it to dive in, because that's the true joy. This house that we've built here, this was an unnecessary house. The scouts couldn't get in. We are blocked off. There's no hole over here, but there was a hole. There was a hole there. Though, admittedly, we didn't receive a huge amount of damage, and the amount of damage received is Like, we've managed to keep our idle time, again, still under a minute. And we're at 2.5 minutes for your opponent. And idle time is the killer of lower rated players. The second killer is throwing away units, especially to the Magyars, because once again, Magyars getting that additional forging bonus at the start is huge. I love that Frank has invested in scale armor as quick as they could. Have we got bloodlines yet? 54. So no bloodlines for Lux Navigator. That's probably something that I'd try and get pretty sharpish in a matchup against the Franks. But no. Okay. I'm not loving whatever the fuck that track was. Whatever that noise was going on in my ears was it was not the vibe. It was not the vibe. Okay, so Castle Age in for both players. We got Lux Navigator, who has again clicked up first. Has a decent military mass. The thing that I always struggle with when I play Scouts, in that I never can because I'm so bad at playing Scouts. The problem is with Frank's current position is that Frank's eco is a little mismatched. He probably needs to take like 4, 5 of his vills off wood now and move them to gold. Because to make your constant night production, you need like 10, 12 on gold. Something ridiculous like that. To produce from 2 stables. But at the moment, we're going Castle Age with just 1 stable knight. So we're super late in adding production. And we look over to yellow, and I'm feeling a bit of a better idea at the back of it. We've got 2 stable production ready to go. We have an archery range ready so we can start transitioning into Cav Archer, which will work really well for the Magyars. And immediately down on a second TC onto the back gold so we can start expanding the economy. I hope that we don't see a third TC from the Magyars. In this kind of matchup, if you lean too much into a 3 TC play, when neither player has been able to wall nicely and make themselves properly secure, admittedly, yellow's walls are really nice. Though we're double walled, but there's still a hole down here, and obviously there's still a hole over on this side as well. And we're soon to have a hole because we'll have chopped through. But the core concept, the way that yellow has approached walling, it's been really, really nice. Well, I mean, is it ever bad to add in a few monks? I don't think so. They're relatively cheap as well. 100 gold for a unit that can really change the balance of a fight. If you have 2 monks in the early game, I think that can be really, really helpful. The benefit is, though, that we've still managed to keep 5 scouts alive, which is really threatening. This is a fucking AI army and a half, though. We've got archers, we've got skirmishers, we've got knights and scouts. The only thing we're missing is some fucking militia, and we're all Gucci. Off the back of this, though, we've gone for 3 TC compared to the 2. Now, 2 TC, I much prefer. I'd rather see 2 TCs and a siege workshop if we're going aggressive. Monks are junk. Hey, look, I'm with you, Chief. I'm with you. I don't want to see monks. I want to see swords, and we all know it. But I'm sure we'll all get to talk about my love for swords as this tournament goes on. And we're just going to dive our completely unarmoured units under double TC fire Yeah, this is what we call bad military control. Because if you have no armor upgrades, the last place you want to put your units is underneath 2 TCs. Look, I'm a Brummie. We love sharp objects, and what can I say? I'm down for that. Off the back of this, though, we've managed to get in because there's a fucking hole. In fact, we'll scooch back. In fact, I've got a Capture H Pro. We can find where we came in. Yeah, we came down through the hole at the bottom that we hadn't twigged earlier. Real lack of home scouting did that. Because we're so focused on the aggro, we managed to have 1, 2, probably 3 Vil picker, 4. Like, this is just great damage. The Vil difference is already pretty massive. Squire's coming in as well to help chase down any of the units at home. So Frank has managed to do all of the damage that they needed to, because the pressure, while it was at home, we've only just reacted, and even still, because we have both armor upgrades, and there's no fletching in, so the TC's not doing any significant damage. We've only just had 10 Vils hop into the TC, so the TC's only now got threatening, and we're hitting every bit that we needed to. Like, this is absolutely massive. This raid has done everything that was needed of it from Frank and has put Frank in such a commanding lead. Nearly a 20 Vil lead off the back of this. Just purely down to this raid, really. 14 eco kills. The army of yellow is forced all the way back from being aggressive, and at the same time we've got 3 TCs. This is one of those moments where minimal military massing, because like there wasn't many. We had like 8 units, barely any, has managed to get 16 eco kills, pulled the military back, and really put Frank into a commanding lead now. 2 TCs will not be enough to drag this back in, because we need a significant military lead. The Vils are idle because they're moving all over the wrong kind of the map, and off the back of this, like, we can just sort of start playing defensive, capitalize on our boom, try and get to imp faster, throw down a castle, something like that. We are on stone, and I'm expecting Frank to have a really comfortable rest of this game. Like I said, it's looking good. Still has less worker efficiency and now more idle time, because, once again, we went 3 TCs before we were really able to. Bear in mind that we only have 18 on food, so to produce constantly, you need like 5 farms per TC, right, to produce just villagers constantly. So if you need to add in military production on top of that, like for each production building, you need like another like 6 or 7 Vils for like constant churning out units. So at this point of the game, with 3 TCs, we probably need to be looking at like 25, 30 farms to be doing 2 stable knights as well. So 25, 30 farms and like 12 on gold, I'd say. Something like that, 12, 13 on gold. Yeah, he has the wood. He definitely has the wood. We're way over on wood. We have not enough Vils on food and not enough Vils on gold. The farms are so much work. Farms are so much work. And part of why farms are so much work is the way that you lay your base out. So you're doing a really good job of that sort of initial thinking of putting buildings around, like having your barracks near where your first wood line will be, having a barracks near where your gold will be, is all great. And the fact that you're walling things off so aggression is hard to put in there. But because of where buildings are placed, we're not actually able to get more farms around TCs. And like because the barracks is here, instead of... Like, why is the first barracks here instead of being here or here? Like, this is a great first barracks spot because it's sort of towards the front of the base, sort of towards where your resources are. This barrack spot is stopping you from being able to put farms around here, which is near your TC. One of the things that you sort of want to see at these the lower ratings when you're starting to develop more into kind of surviving pressure, which you did really well in this game, is getting a wall up to the edge of the map. Like, if you can force the attacks to come from a different direction, then you give yourself a huge area. You've got 2 TCs. It's going to be so hard to push in this way. You wall off here, all of this area can become eco. It's something that you'll definitely do. SimCity Arena. Walling is an art form that I always respect when players can do it, and I hope that by playing with your higher rated player that that this whole tournament will be a learning experience, a lot like the backseat tourney was, with having a coach with them, which I think was an adorable idea, and I think it worked really well for a lot of people. Didn't work so well for me because I got hammered. But playing with somebody who can... Because it's definitely worth, if everybody... Like, if one of the coaches hops in the 2v2 and like, just watch it, like, if the higher ELO player just watches what the lower ELO player is doing as some standard things and just gives them some advice. Stop drinking if hammered. No! I refuse. I've got one thing going for me, and it's my high quality drunk cap, and I'm going to keep it. Yeah, or you can give your Rex to a worse rated player, which is me, and I will get drunk and talk about it. You give it to me. I can't give any sage advice, and most of the advice I will give is shit. But hey, we'll have a good time while we all enjoy it. You do 4x4s as a solo player and just join queue. Oh, brave. I hate team games where I'm not playing with people in comms. Because you know when you join a team game and then your teammate doesn't help you. That's me. I am that person. I can't help it. I'm just unhelpful. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not good enough. I can only do one thing at a time. Like, I can either focus on my economy, or I can focus on my military, or I can focus on my walling. I can't do 2 things at once. I can't micro and I can't macro. So it's like I can't cast and I can't drink. So it's one of the 2. Do Arena. I'm so shit at Arena. Truly, Arena is my worst map. And the reason is because my one strategy is not viable on Arena. And nobody will get to see it this tournament because I'm not in it, which is amazing. But I am a hyper sword player. I'm a sword specialist. I go swords every single game. Every single game. Swords. It's all about man-at-arms into maximum damage and walling. Trying to get to Castle Age, to spam longswords, to win. I'm probably one of the strongest 1200 rated players when it comes to Marleyan swords in the game. I am currently unranked, but yeah, 11 to 1200 depending. Yeah, Big Chief is here, hiding away, being a little hero, as is his way. I don't actually really have the Hermetica channel Twitch thing open, so I can see you guys chatting, but like barely. I've not actually been keeping an eye on like who and how many and what and why we've been going. Oh, 5 viewers, that's cute. to our video again. I'm gonna let us feel the video hype for our first announcement of the Enigma Cup.